back to the Meeple Marathon. Today we're going to be doing an unboxing of City of Crowns. This is the expansion for Paladins of the West Kingdom. So Architects of the West Kingdom has received Age of Artisans, and we have a Kickstarter that's in the midst of production for Works of Wonder. This is the only expansion currently for Paladins of the West Kingdom. I'm still waiting for the announcement of the Viscounts of the West Kingdom, if we'll ever get one, especially with the South Tigris trilogy being announced coming up next year. So we'll have to see whether they start overlapping or not. But anyways, this is City of Crowns. I've heard a lot of good things about what this expansion adds to the game. So let's go ahead and take a look at what's inside here. All right, so we have the rule book. Now, this is not the Kickstarter version. This is the retail version, which is produced by Renegade. And right off the bat, I'm just going to share with you, there are some errors in the rule book, which I feel like are really egregious by Renegade's standards. I'm not really sure how these mistakes were made, because if you review the Kickstarted version, the just plain Garfield Games version, these pictures are corrected. But for example, this card right here should look like this. This top of this draw stack should look like this. These are muster cards. They should only be found right here. And there's another instance where here you have added these negotiate cards, but this double coin symbol and this prey symbol here should not be there. Same thing with right here. I don't understand how Renegade went in and like completely, did they create like their own rulebook? Like, why didn't they just slap their image right here and then boom, move on? And then there's one more point that I think will be very confusing for individuals. These two cards right here and this one again should look like this. They should be negotiate cards, not muster cards. So as you're reading this example, it's like, all right, he can't afford this one, so he moves over to here. This doesn't make sense as you're reading this text. So keep that in mind if you do come across the retail version here, and this is the one you pick up, that if you are confused by the rule book, check out BGG in the files section. The corrected rule book is posted by Shem Phillips and Garfield Games. So there we go. So there's that. A little shtick for, let's see what's in here. Raiders, Viscounts, Bargain Quest, Clank. Okay, all right. So we've got a couple board extensions here. Let's take a look at those. This is going to be for the solo game. So this is going to sit, it's double-sided. I didn't realize there were two sides. I wonder what the difference is. Anyways, this just lays over the current solo board and, basically just adjusts things to include like the muster and the negotiate action, things like that. So we're going to set that off to the side. All right, this is now the board extension that's going to be added to the left of the main board. This board was already like really long side to side, really wide. It's not, a table hog. It's just, you need a lot of width. And this thing is just adding more width. But this is essentially where you're going to be placing your muster cards and your negotiate cards underneath. And then it increases the number of spots for your Townsfolk cards up top. So I believe also the negotiate draw pile sticks up right there. So this appears to just be double-sided for whatever reason, but there you go. So there's that. Then we have another board extension here. This is going to go on the right side of the board, again over by where you're going to be placing out your buildings off of your board. This creates a discard pile for you for 3 different types of cards, but also again increases the outsiders, the number of outsiders that are going to be displayed for you to recruit. So lots of board extensions. Let's take a look at the rest of the board extensions here. Now these are unique from each other. So you'll notice that each one of these has a different symbol that it's already starting with. And they are double-sided in the fact that one side to complete the action, you need specific workers. And on this side, I believe this side might be for the solo AI. I believe that's what this side is for. So since their solo AI does not care about what color workers it takes, they get this side. But again, the symbol that they get to start with is the same. So let's see if we can, yeah, let's flip all these over and look at them this way. All right, so this is going to obviously give you this is going to be a board extension for your player board, and this is going to give you the ability to take the muster action and the negotiate action. You're going to be placing muster cards that you gain up here and negotiate cards that you gain down here, trying to get sets of these symbols, things like that. So each one of these is uniquely different in the fact that the starting symbol that you get is slightly different. Other than that, they're exactly the same. Okay, so we've got a few new bits and bobs here. So what they have done is given you one diplomat here. This guy's going to bounce around on top of the muster cards and has to be moved, and so you can't, you essentially can't go after the muster card that he's already on, and how far he moves depends on how much that muster card costs. Then each player is going to get an additional workshop here. So they give you 4 new workshops that actually is just going to start off on the side of the board, because the starting townsfolk that are included in here will allow you to go ahead and place a workshop out on your player board at a place of your choosing. So you can almost get like a bonus head start, but it doesn't give you a bonus head start on reaching like the VP levels of the workshops. It just gives you an additional workshop to then place out at the very beginning of the game. Also, there's a now new thing to be tracked, and that's diplomacy. And so those will be tracked on your virtue track with these gray tiles here. So, alrighty, let's take a look at some of these smaller cards here. So, there's a few new like King's Favor and King's Order cards that can be mixed in. New stuff for the solo AI that's going to give them the muster and negotiate action, things like that. But the main thing that is included in the game here are the muster cards. And so what you're going to be able to do is place a worker here matching that color, similar to placing them on the King's Favor cards. And if there's a cost, see for example here, you would have to take a debt. Here you'll have to pay a provision, but in this case you put your worker there, you pay the cost, and then you get the benefit at the bottom. Then later on, if you take the muster action and you move the diplomat around, placing him right there, you have to have reached whatever virtue here. You have to have a specific virtue level. You can see these are going to start going up to take that card, and then you're instantly always going to get 1 diplomacy, and then you get not only the benefit here, but you're going to pick up the whole card. So you're going to get whatever benefits on the bottom, and you're going to get the worker that's been sitting here, and you'll collect the card for the end. So some end game scoring cards may tell you to depend on how many muster cards you acquire. So see, there were some VP at the end of the game. These are ally cards that you can gain by, again, creating sets of these symbols by taking negotiate cards. And so, for example, if you take 3, if you are the first person to gain 3 of the farmer, I believe this is the farmer symbol, farmers, you can gain these guys as allies, and they're going to instantly give you 2 provisions. And then every time you pass, which is this is a new symbol for this expansion, every time you pass, then you gain a green worker. So essentially you start the next round with a green worker. And so you can see that each of these guys, there's just 4 of them, they just sit out, and it's something that you can acquire during the game. Alrighty, let's see if I'm going to be able to get into this pack of cards quickly. Yes. so there are some more Townsfolk cards. There are some more Outsider cards. Again, those are all going to be in the back here. I'm not going to show off all of those, but here you can see these are, you know, they have some more Paladins that everybody's going to get. Everything that's added to this expansion has this crown symbol on it. So new Paladins. Also, there's going to be some, here are the new starting Townsfolk cards. So for example, here you see that they're giving you, you know, basic stuff, but like for example, these two guys here are the ones who are allowing you to put out that extra workshop. I haven't quite reviewed the rules yet. If you don't end up with one of these guys, what do you do with the extra one? Does it just sit off to the side? Do you have to place that one first? But that's one of the new symbols. But let's look at the negotiate cards here. You can either go for the negotiate, where you have to meet this diplomacy level up here. And then you're going to be able to take whatever action is here. You can see these various actions, and these are the actions where you're moving things off of your player board usually, and it's giving you a boost. Kind of like your Paladins give you a boost, a temporary boost in that specific attribute that you need, allowing you to, you know, place your walls higher up, or place your inkwells further out into a further spot. Or you can choose to take this card, and you have to meet the bottom criteria here, and by taking it you're going to gain some diplomacy, but then you're also going to add that again to your player board here, trying to get sets and trying to get 3 of a kind so you can get those allies. So these are the cards that have been mixed up in the rule book. There should be pictures of these. Instead, they continue to show pictures of the muster cards, and they're not even the same size. But anyways, that is going to do it for the expansion. There's this insert in here, but what I'm probably going to do is take this box and the base box and kind of spread out my storage solution a little bit. I do have the Paladins Collector's Edition box coming with the Architects of the West Kingdom Collector's Edition box, so eventually I'll be moving everything into a larger box solution. But for right now, we're going to see what we can do using the expansion box, because the base game box is so full. I've honestly got some stuff sitting out of it. Not everything fits in it. So, and that's kind of always been the problem with these Garfield games is the box is too small. But other than that, that's going to do it for City of Crowns. So coming soon, we will be posting a playthrough on the channel utilizing this expansion, and as we go through it, we'll cover, you know, how to take care of the various new aspects of the game. So if you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up, and if you'd like to see more content like this in the future, please consider subscribing to the channel. Once again, thanks for watching. Have a great day.